Good Friday morning, Backyard Brian here, and wanted to just kind of take you along with me on a tour of a deck. And this is something that I do each and every day with clients all around the area. And part of what I wanted to share with you before I do that, though, is there's something that just is really important to me. It's important to our team, and all the time I talk to folks who spend a lot of time and effort trying to get someone to help them with their projects around the home. And I realize we can't help with every project. We can't help remodel your bathroom and things. But one of the reasons me and my team get up every single day is because we don't believe it should be a hassle to try to get work done on your house. And we're trained specifically to help you with your deck and your backyard structures. But we think it's really important that you get treated right, that you get called back, that somebody helps you, that you get a price in a reasonable amount of time. I talked to somebody recently who took 2 years to try to get their work done, and we were able to get it done for them in a couple months from when they first contacted us. And so anyway, as you get into spring, this week we had some warm weather. You get outside, maybe you're taking a look at your deck. And so I want to show you a little bit about this deck that I'm standing on. And one of the first things I want to show you is that this deck is kind of long and narrow, and it's about 8 feet wide or so, which initially looks great, but the reality is that if you set a table anywhere on this deck, you don't have room to walk around it. And so while this is a great deck for 1 or 2 people to sit out and maybe have coffee or whatever, which is great, if you want to have a group of friends over, this deck really doesn't function that well. And in the middle of the summertime, it's going to get hot and sunny, and there's no shade here. And so sometimes we help with shade, sometimes we help with expanding something like this out. But then there's some other things I want to show you about this deck that we can remedy. And the first one, I'm going to come down here kind of show you what we've got here. But the first is we've got pressure treated lumber that's probably about 15 to 20 years old. And pressure treated lumber is designed to last a long time. This was installed with screws, which is good, so it's still holding down. But over time it weathers, it checks, it cracks, you start to get chunks missing, and it just doesn't look very nice. And so there's a couple options. We can replace this with new material, new wood, and that will last another 15, 20 years. Or we can put down a composite decking, and if you want to know more about that, just go back and look at last week's video. I talked about some of the different materials. But this is the floor decking. And so in this case, either a cleanup and stain or a replacement would definitely be in order to freshen up the look of this deck. But the more important thing I wanted to show you is on this railing. So if you can see right here, the spacing between these pickets is pretty wide, and it's actually well beyond current building codes. And current building codes are designed so that kids can't fall through, small animals don't get through, but basically so they don't get stuck. And so these are way too wide. They don't meet current building code. And so a child could get his head through here and get stuck. And we don't want that to happen for you and your family. We don't want your small dogs to fall through this. And so this is an area that definitely needs some upgrade, is this railing, to get it to current building codes, make sure it's safe and strong. Now this railing is pretty strong. You'll see a video that I shared earlier this week where on our Bear Creek homepage where there was a really weak railing, and I showed that issue that we encounter a lot too. But this one is nice and strong, and it's been painted, so it's in decent shape, but the main issue here is the spacing. So it's a little tour. Maybe as you get outside this weekend with a little bit of warmer weather here in Central Virginia, look around your deck and see. And if you've got questions or concerns about your deck project or your deck, whether it's safe, needs help, we can come out, we'll inspect it for you for free. We'll take a look, and I'll help you try to figure out if you need to do anything with the deck or how it could better suit your family and your family activities. And honestly, if you want something ready to go when summertime hits, now's the time to be talking to us. I know it's still a little cold, but if you can give us a call soon, then we can make sure things are ready to go when the weather gets nice, because we're starting to book those springtime projects. So anyway, I hope you have a great time this weekend with your family. Love on your kids, love on your spouse, love on your brothers and sisters and your parents, and just have a great time together. And summertime barbecues will be coming soon enough. I'll get rid of this jacket, and we'll have lots of fun together. So have a great weekend. Take care. Backyard Brian out.